What's up? How y'all doing out there? Y'all know what time it is. It's your boy Easy Work Boxing 2. Please subscribe to the channel. Please subscribe to the new channel. Please subscribe to the new channel. Y'all got to talk about this upcoming fight, even though we got to wait on Wilder Helenius. I got to talk about Andy Ruiz versus Wilder because I think Wilder's going to beat Helenius, but it's going to be a tough situation with Andy Ruiz. This is my prediction for this fight. Got to talk about Wilder, 42-2, 41 KOs. Only losses he has, we know, to Tyson Fury. Andy Ruiz, 35-2, losses to Anthony Joshua and Joseph Parker. Valued opponents. Both opponents have lost to valued elite boxers. So the main thing about this fight going to be advantages and disadvantages. All right. We already know that Wilder is taller. Wilder is 6'7". He got an 83 reach. Wilder has an 83-inch reach. Ruiz is 6'2" with a 74-inch reach. But people have to understand, even though Andy Ruiz is shorter, he's 6'2", he has fought fighters the size of Wilder, the height of Wilder, even heavier than Wilder. AJ was 6'6". The guy named Alexander Dimitri was 6'7" with an 82-inch reach. So for those who don't know, yes, Andy Ruiz has fought people the height of Deontay Wilder and even heavier than Deontay Wilder, which means they probably had more, I wouldn't say more power, but their weight came behind more with them punches because they were bigger. So a question of whether Andy Ruiz can possibly take Wilder's power, I don't think through a bunch of punches, but that's something we're going to have to find out. Can he take Deontay Wilder's punch? And as we see, nobody can take Deontay Wilder's punch. But we're going to have to see, can Andy Ruiz do that? Now, when the advantages come, we already know the height. Like I said, the reach advantage. Wilder got an 83-inch reach, which, like I said, Andy Ruiz has fought by fighters bigger, heavier than Deontay Wilder, and who has had the same amount of reach, and he has came out victorious. But that doesn't mean that he will be able to beat Deontay Wilder. Now, when it comes to this situation, the most important thing is who gonna land the bomb first. That's the biggest thing that's going to happen in this fight. Who's going to land the bomb first? We know when Wilder throw, it's like a nuclear bomb hit. We know that Andy Ruiz, even though people don't think about it and count him out, Andy Ruiz has a lot of power. All right, he has a lot of power. He knocked out AJ. He knocked down Luis Ortiz, who was heavier than him 3 times. So you best believe he can fight and knock out a Deontay Wilder, who was smaller than both those opponents. Now, we got to go into what are the other pros and cons of these fighters, right? Okay, when it comes to the pros and cons of these fighters, there's really no cons when you deal with Andy Ruiz Jr. He's fast, he's powerful, he can slip, roll punches, has defense, head movement, ring IQ, fast hands. There's really no cons of Andy Ruiz besides one thing. One thing I've noticed with Andy Ruiz is that you can catch him when he's opening up, when he's throwing them flurries, when he get close to you. If you time him at the right time with the right punch, you can catch him. Now, the things that's going to be bad for Wilder, his cons in this fight is that, one, Wilder has no defense. One of the biggest mistakes I see Deontay Wilder do in every fight, and I don't know why they haven't trained him or told him this. Deontay Wilder, when he throws his jab, he don't come back to block. He don't throw another jab to keep them from hitting him. Deontay Wilder, even when he's walking backwards in the ring, he throws his jab and leaves it out there, which is why Tyson Fury will wait till Wilder threw his jab, and he will come over and throw his right hand over Wilder's jab. Now, Andy Ruiz can box as well, and just because of the height, he can get up there and hit Deontay Wilder. So that's a big value mistake in this fight that Wilder always makes with opponents. And this is a fast-handed opponent. This is a fast-handed, powerful opponent, right? Now, we can't diminish the fact that Wilder got absolute power. Like Wilder say, you got to be good for 36 minutes. All you got to do is be good for 1. But we have seen Wilder drain out of fights. We have seen him get tired. We've seen the Tyson Fury fights. Just being honest, I'm from Birmingham, Alabama. I love you, Wilder. I love you, bro. But you got tired. Now, it looked like you got tired in those fights, maybe because you was fighting a heavier fighter. He was leaning on you. Okay, that may be. But I think that, okay, let's go back. Also to Wilder. Wilder can't fight backing up at all. We know that. Wilder's main arsenal is coming forward and throwing his right hand. throwing his right hand. We know Wilder cannot fight backing up. So if Ruiz is backing him up, that would be advantage to it, Ruiz. No footwork for Wilder. Like I said, leaves the jabs out, can't fight backing up. In close quarters with Andy Ruiz. We've seen this when he fighting bigger fighters, Tyson Fury. Wilder's arms are so long, which I see Maurice Hooker do this too. Maurice Hooker, who be training with Terrence Crawford, former world champion. Maurice Hooker's arms are so long that it smothers his punches. That's why a lot of times Maurice Hooker can't really get off and hit the opponents like he's supposed to. Wilder does this. So even in the inside with Andy Ruiz, it will be a disadvantage. It will be a clear disadvantage for Wilder to be in close quarters with Andy Ruiz, because Andy Ruiz can go to the body and he can throw flurries fast. Deontay Wilder probably can possibly only throw one shot when they close together, and then he gonna get smothered by Andy Ruiz, or his punch is gonna get smothered. Wilder can't fight going backwards, which is gonna be another advantage for Andy Ruiz. The only advantages that Wilder got in this fight is the right hand, reach, and height. And Andy Ruiz has beaten fighters with the reach and height of Deontay Wilder. Probably not the power, the exact power of him, but he has beaten opponents with the height and reach of Deontay Wilder. But those fighters, AJ was more versatile than Deontay Wilder. Yes, he was. AJ was more versatile than Deontay Wilder. All right. Even the guy who he beat, Alexander Dmitrenko, or however you say his name, Dmitrenko, he was bigger than Wilder and looked like he had more footwork and skills than Wilder. And look what Andy Ruiz did to him. Now, I'm from Birmingham, Alabama. I love you, Deontay Wilder. This is no way of me discrediting Deontay Wilder. I'm still a fan of Deontay Wilder. And yes, I would love to see him make it to the top and beat Tyson Fury and become the undisputed champion of the world, or just redeem himself by beating Tyson Fury, okay? All right? But, y'all, he ain't going to be able to do it this fight. I'm sorry to tell you, I'm sorry. At the end of the day, it comes down to skills pay the bills. I know y'all see the power of Wilder. Let me put it to you like this. Wilder's biggest chance is knocking out Andy Ruiz early. The same thing with any other fighter. Now, of course, y'all gonna say, well, AJ beat him and AJ ain't have to knock him out early. That's because AJ can box going backwards. AJ can box going backwards. He just ain't gonna throw no jab and be sliding around the ring, throwing no jab then right hand. He ain't gonna be doing that. He's not gonna be doing it. Wilder no, you can't be doing that. That was different. AJ had a different game plan. AJ boxed him. And we all know, no disrespect to Wilder, Wilder ain't exactly A1 in boxing. All right? And Ruiz can box, got speed, got power, can move around the ring, defense. Also the body punches. Also the body punch of Andy Ruiz. Now, if Deontay Wilder is smaller than the other opponents that were his height that fought Andy Ruiz. So I'm sure that the body punches that Andy Ruiz, if he do a body attack in the earlier rounds, will hurt Deontay Wilder, possibly slow him down for the later rounds. Like I said, the only advantage to me that Deontay Wilder has is to throw that right hand and hurt Andy Ruiz before he was to get tired or anything. Because if he does not, Andy Ruiz is coming. Andy Ruiz does not quit. We have seen him go down in the ring several times. That's how he became the champion of the world, was getting up and beating AJ after a knockdown. If true, AJ doesn't have his power. True, Ortiz didn't have his Deontay Wilder's power. But what if Deontay Wilder can't land that punch on Andy Ruiz? So this is really a 50-50 fight. This is a 50-50 fight. And I'm sure a lot of people just going to go with Deontay Wilder simply because of the power. Y'all are, you know what I'm saying, eager to see him get back on top. Me too. And because you fans of him. But one thing y'all forgetting. Now, Wilder is coming off losses. He's coming off losses, which may not guarantee he beat Helenius. Helenius been boxing since he was 5 years old. Them losses are in Wilder's head. Them losses are in Wilder's head. Wilder's not going to change anything in the ring, y'all. It's too late. I don't care what you see him and Malik Scott do, all their ring pattern stuff and all that. He ain't going to do that in no fight. For one, he ain't going to do that against Andy Ruiz because he didn't want to throw punches against Luis Ortiz, if you remember. He didn't want to throw punches against Luis Ortiz. So imagine if he didn't want to throw punches against counter punching, slow punching Luis Ortiz. Y'all think Deontay Wilder really gonna want to throw with fast-handed power punching Andy Ruiz? He's not. He's not. Which means Wilder really don't have much punch output, which Andy Ruiz has a lot of punch output, which it leads towards Andy Ruiz. Now, on a 100% scale, I say that from the way if you really know boxing and look at it, and only thing you have to do focus on is Wilder's right hand, there'll be like a 60-40 chance of Andy Ruiz winning, y'all. 60-40 chance of Andy Ruiz winning this fight. And that's what I'm going to roll with, y'all. I'm rolling with Andy Ruiz versus Deontay Wilder. I understand the punching power of Deontay Wilder. I understand it, but Deontay Wilder can be hurt. He can be knocked out too. And we know that Andy Ruiz has the power to knock out Deontay Wilder. And Deontay Wilder, most definitely has the power to knock out Andy Ruiz at any time in the fight. All right? But skills pay the bills. Skills pay the bills. We just seen Wilder get defeated by somebody who has skills twice. And if you want to say it on paper, and from what I saw besides the knockout, really about 3 times. So, and that's taking nothing away from Deontay Wilder. I'm from Birmingham, Alabama. I salute Deontay Wilder. I take my hat off to you. You've accomplished a lot of things in your life. Millionaire status, balling. But they ain't got nothing to do with boxing. They ain't got nothing to do with boxing. I salute you, my brother. But I don't see him beating Andy Ruiz either. Andy Ruiz is too much of he a talented fighter, man. That dude deadly. A lot of people put him down because they all look at the fact that he chubby or he big, but y'all don't realize this. He a fat boy that's in shape. He's a fat boy that's in shape because when he gets punched, he handles his punches well. He handles his punches well. He can get down, he can get up, and most of all, he's not a quitter. He comes to win every time. He gets up off the canvas and he fights. So maybe Deontay Wilder might knock him down one time. But we know when Deontay Wilder knock you down one time, he may finish you. But I just don't see him beating Andy Ruiz. You know, Wilder only has one punch. Now, we know that one punch, but we done almost seen him lose rounds against Luis Ortiz, slower punching fighter. You see what I'm saying? Wilder's going to be going around the ring, throwing that jab, waiting on that right hand, going to lose half of the rounds. He's going to have to rely on the right hand anyway. He's going to have to rely on the right hand anyway, because Wilder don't have punch output, and that's all he got in his arsenal. That's it. So while the fight going around, Andy Ruiz, jab to the body, jab, right hand to the body, going up, combinations. Now, Wilder don't catch him early, it's over. But if he don't catch him early, Wilder going to lose this fight on points and possibly later round get knocked out. That's my opinion of it, y'all. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? To all the new subscribers, everybody new to the channel, go to Easy Work Boxing 2. I'm going to take this video down, and I'm going to download this video and send it to that channel. So everybody, please, y'all see the links up on the community everywhere. Y'all show your boy Easy some love as well. Y'all know always, I'm going to say that, donate to the channel. Support your boy Easy. Oh, yeah, the blueprint is out there on Wilder. The blueprint is out there on Wilder. Oh, also, that matter of fact, for you saying that, true speaker, the one part of the blueprint of Wilder, bag him up. I wrote that down. Throw to the body. Should never let Wilder stand flat-footed. He should always keep Wilder's feet moving, because that's what Deontay Wilder power relies from him. Trust me, I'm 6'6". I'm skinny as hell. I'm skinny. You know what I'm saying? But I know if I hit you, I'm going to hit you hard, because it's our swing. It's our turn with our punch. If you ever seen Deontay Wilder punch, you ever seen how you see how he do that? That's where his power comes from. The fact that he's skinny and tall and that velocity coming behind that punch. Say, hey, use my 40 up there. Yeah, the speed and velocity behind that punch. So that's why he had to keep Wilder moving, because it's gonna lessen the punch if Wilder is on his toes. So throw to the body, should never let Wilder stand flat-footed. Back Wilder up. If he do these things and he can stay away from that right hand, which I think Luis Ortiz do. I've seen he could duck under the punch. He's very defensive to be a fat boy. And he is in good shape, because when he gets punched, he gets hurt, he come right back. So that means he in good shape. So y'all, that's what I'm rocking with. Thank y'all for y'all support. I'm finna go and post this on the new channel. I thank y'all for y'all time, y'all love, y'all support. Support your boy Easy. Stay tuned. I'm out.